Welcome to Card Magic 365. If it is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell. We do upload new videos every single week. If you can share the video or even give us a thumbs up, that will be much appreciated. Anyway, onto the trick. You use a deck of cards and you use a special card, and you say to people, in my wallet I keep a special card. Let me show you my special card. Here it is. I don't want to show you the face of it just yet, but that is my special card. It's known as a painter, and you'll see why. You're going to get a spectator to choose 5 cards from the shuffled deck. So you ask them to go through and touch the back of any card. Now, the great thing about this trick is that you can do it on one person or several people. Because you need 5 random cards chosen, you go through the pack and you get them to touch 5 random cards. So let's say they pick these. Now nobody knows what these 5 cards are. Let's take a look at the cards that they actually chose. Well, you chose an ace, a 10, an 8, a 9 and a 6 out of all of these cards. We take the cards and we take my special card. Watch. I said it's a painter, and there's a reason why. We take your 5 randomly chosen blue cards and watch, and we paint them with our magical card, and there are the exact same cards that were blue just a moment ago that you freely chose, now painted red. So here is the secret to this trick. Now, first of all, I will say that this particular trick I wasn't too sure as to how to present it, so I did 2 recordings. The one you saw me perform is where you paint the cards, but I did perform another one and I've tagged that onto the end after this tutorial. However, what's the secret? Well, there is one slight move. It's not a complicated one, so if it's your first time here and you're a beginner to magic, do stick with this and I'll show you why, because it's a great way of swapping out cards. You do need just a regular deck of blue cards, and you also need to pinch from a red deck of cards 5 red backs. It doesn't matter what they are, so don't worry about those. So 5 red backs and a red back that you're going to use as your paintbrush. Okay, so that can be anything. You don't need the rest of the cards. You then have the deck of cards like this. The 5 red backs are at the bottom. You then turn one of the blue cards this way up. Now, what I've done here is I've deliberately creased this card because when I put this pack on top, later on I need to cut there. I need to get a break there. So to make my life a lot easier, I just put a little crimp or something. You may have a different method. You may not even need to do this if you're quite good at card handling. But I need that. That helps me. That's the pack. You can shuffle them, keeping that little stack of cards at the bottom. So you can do a shuffle if you wish, or even a riffle shuffle. Just don't expose the bottom cards. What happens is you're going to get a break above this reversed card. So keep the cards square in your hand. I've now got a break here. I've got my little pinky in there to hold a break. And I'll show you why. As you go through, you offer 5 cards And this is what's so convincing about this, is it's not just one card, it's 5, and you couldn't be any cleaner at this point, because each spectator or one spectator really does have a choice of any card. There's no forcing whatsoever. I then spread these cards, and I'm going to do that for a reason. Because my handling skills are not that great, I want to hide the fact that as I grab these cards here, let me see if I can get an angle on here. I'm going to grab above the break like this, so I'm literally taking that little packet of red cards and this reverse card away, and I'm going to then grab these cards here, the 5 sticking out. Now the reason I spread these is because it adds great cover, so people can't see that. So you just grab these cards in the break, pull them back and grip these like this. What you've done is literally load, they're the 5 cards that the spectator chose. You've now loaded those on top of this packet here. You then square them up and you flip them over on top of the pack. Now, because this is at the beginning of the trick, nobody's looking for anything. They've seen you offer 5 cards to somebody, you've pulled them out, flipped them face up. That's it. You're now showing them the red backed cards. It's a great switch. And I'm sure someone in the comments will remind us who invented it and what the name of it is. But I like this. It can be used in numerous effects. If you then count these down, keeping the cards square in your hand, you then get to here. Now this is that card that we had reversed. That's why we had it reversed. Everything looks natural. There's the 5 cards they chose. Here's the rest of the pack. You can put these away. By the way, there are the 5 that they actually chose just there. So you can either put them away or even put them face up, just for insurance purposes. The trick's done. These are all red back cards. They believe those to be blue. You then introduce your special painter card and you simply use it to scoop these up and flip them over, and then as you drag your fingers to spread the cards, it really looks, and if you do this, it really looks as though you've painted red onto their 5 chosen cards. Now that is the effect that I showed you at the start, but there was an alternative, and at the end of this video tutorial you'll see the other performance, because you could add an effect where they believe these are blue backed. You could introduce this card and say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my hand over like this and then slip this card in on top. They believe you've slipped 1 red card in among the blue. You can pick these up, they can see it there, and then you turn the cards face up and shuffle. And you kind of play a game with them that they can pick any card. And you're going to control them to pick the red back card. Now they believe there's 1 red and 5 blue backs. So whichever card they choose, you can get rid of these. They pick the only red back. And that's an alternative way. But I'm sure you'll find a great use for that little switch out move. In 2 decks of playing cards, 1 red, 1 blue. Now we can give these a shuffle, the blue, and of course the red. The red cards we're going to come back to in a moment, but first of all we want the spectator, not yourself, to pick 5 random cards. Now you can get them over so we can see the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we're not too worried about these particular cards. So what we'll do is we're going to get you to choose a red card. they take any red card, but they do not look at the card because you don't want them to see the face in case it influences them. I bet you will choose this red card from these blue. I'm then going to shuffle the cards up. I want you now, just with your finger, to push the cards along and pick out any one that you believe has a red back. Now they can take any card they want. And the amazing thing is out of all of these, the card they selected is indeed the one from the red deck. I said you should never play cards with strangers because this is a magical card. Remember the 5 blue cards. Watch, this becomes a brush, a magical brush of colour. Watch. And we've now painted your 5 cards that you chose into red.